Measles outbreaks are rattling regions of the country again this year.
There's been a sharp increase in measles cases around the country.
Yeah, the CDC reporting almost.
So Dr. Anthony Fauci is the director of the National Institute of...
She's really dry. She's not eating anything.
This little girl is one of more
misinformation about vaccines spreading in the U.S. is now
measles outbreak. A state of emergency has been declared in Washington
The
State.
CDC recommends more than 2 dozen shots given between birth.
Still, there are many here who have refused.
In this
vaccine movements. Over the past 20 years, there's been a growing number of people who believe that kids shouldn't get vaccinated because the vaccines are more dangerous than the diseases that they prevent. And clearly the disease...
Have you ever had to choose between life and death? The choice to vaccinate can impact your own life and the lives of the people around you. Vaccinations protect children from attaining detrimental diseases, and most importantly, they are safe and effective. All vaccines undergo long and careful review by scientists, medical practitioners, and even the federal government in order to ensure their safety. As inquired by the World Health Organization, vaccines prevent more than 2.5 million deaths each year. Additionally, the CDC has reported a 99% reduction in the incidence of bacterial meningitis caused by influenza since the introduction of vaccination against the disease. On a larger note, vaccinations have successfully reduced global cases of mumps and rubella, and they have prompted the disappearance of polio and smallpox worldwide. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of vaccines.
Social media and unreliable sources have created false notions that counter the importance of vaccines. Outbreaks of preventable diseases such as measles, HPV, and the flu have infected people across the globe due to parents' irrational fears and emotionally guided arguments fueled by non-scientific and misinformation. By refusing to vaccinate your children, you are hindering their chances of having a healthy future. Common myths associated with vaccines have discouraged many families to take advantage of this revolutionary scientific advancement. Debunking these myths is important in order to accurately inform the American population. Number 1, vaccines do not cause autism. There is absolutely no correlation present between vaccinations and autism. As exemplified by the researchers at the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, scientific studies continue to show no relationship between these variables. They are simply not related. Number 2, it is extremely necessary to vaccinate adolescents at a young age. Contrary to popular belief, the benefits of vaccines are most effective when introduced at an early age. Kenneth Boyer, a pediatric infectious disease specialist, claimed that the diseases that these vaccines prevent are most deadly in the very young. That's why they're recommended at the earliest ages. Number 3, vaccinations do not cause diseases they are meant to prevent. Vaccines do not contain active viruses, hence they do not create any diseases or illnesses. Lastly, number 4, vaccines do not contain unsafe toxins. It is true that they possess trace amounts of mercury, aluminum, and formaldehyde. On the other hand, these additives usually actually make vaccines safer because they ensure that they are sterile and clean. They are only toxic in amounts far higher than the trace amounts needed for vaccines.
Within your own communities, you can advocate in favor of federal mandated vaccinations by participating in protests, by voting for candidates that support vaccinations, by making donations towards this cause. You can also involve yourself in this movement by lobbying local government officials and actively joining interest groups such as the Immunization Alliance. You may also involve your community to form a petition for the National Vaccine Advisory Committee, a subdivision of the CDC that advises the United States Department of Health. We highly encourage you to improve the health and safety for future generations by visiting local pharmacies of your doctor's office and distribute vaccines amongst yourself and your children.